Okay, we have head coach Greg Gard here, and we will go right into questions. If you want to ask a question, just drop a note in the chat. We will start with Jeff Patrikas.
Greg, let's start with that first half. What was, I guess, as you think about it, most concerning or perplexing fall into that 13-point deficit?
The fact that we shot it so poorly is one thing, and there's some defensive miscues that I'll obviously find on the tape and go through that. But the way we had shot it offensively, we almost had to pitch a perfect game defensively, and that's was going to be our counter to the size of Coburn, was to try to be able to knock down some shots, and we had to be able to do that, and we were not able to. So.
Jim Polzine.
Greg, speaking of Coburn, he's such a load in there. On those lobs where he's scoring most of his points, does the backside help have to be better? The guy on Coburn have to be better? The guy pressuring the ball, all the above? What is it as you look at that?
Each of them were probably different. At times we chased it too far out. At times, in terms of where the defender on him initially went with the ball, ball pressure, and at times backside help, and at times, he's so big and they throw it so high. You pick your poison there. Is you want Io coming downhill at you, or do you want to try to get the ball out of his hands or slow him a little bit? And you got to do a better job on the backside. At times we did, and obviously at times not enough. And then we lost him in transition at times and exposed the rim and those type of things.
Josh Schaefer.
Greg, what did you see when it came to rebounding as far as what you guys maybe weren't doing? Was it a positioning thing, or what do you think kind of went wrong there?
Well, it's 46-20 because we shot horribly and we missed so many shots. We have so many missed shots. Coburn has 13 rebounds at halftime. So he's one of the more improved players in the country. I don't think it's any doubt. Him and Io, by far and away, the two best players on the floor, and that's not a shock. We thought that coming in, that those two guys were going to be a handful, and they were.
Let's go to Raul.
Greg, you talked about it in the first question, but I wanted to ask if the way you guys had to work defensively kind of played a role in the shots not falling, because a lot of the looks seems to be really good, and you take those all day.
Yeah, that's you got to make shots though. You got to perform. When the lights are on, you got to produce. So you have to work all the time defensively, especially against the really good teams. So that's not going to change as we face other opponents. But when you have shots, if they're good ones, knock them down.
Jeff Patrikas.
Greg, are you worried that you guys are starting to press a little bit? I'm sorry. I'm asking if you worried that they're pressing a little bit because they don't get the defensive stops. Then the mindset is maybe I've got to hit some shots even more.
Well, that's a question for them. We've talked all along about not get consumed with your offense. Don't let that deteriorate other parts of your game. So mentally, you got to be tough enough to play through it. That when shots don't go down for you, find other ways to impact the game. Find other ways you can help your team, and not get not have that be such a mental anchor. If it mental.
Couple more. Let's start with George.
Yeah, Greg, in the second half, shots were starting to fall for you guys within 8 points, 7 points at certain points. Was there something you felt like you could have done in the second half to close the gap and hopefully at least tie the game and try to pull away, or was it kind of the game out of your hands?
No, I thought we were right there in the second half, and again, whether it was the next possession that we didn't convert on, that we had the sequence of it, I'll watch as we go through the film. But then some things defensively too. We were good in stretches, and then, they got loose in transition, or we exposed the rim in transition. But no, I thought second half we did a better job of converting in the paint. Obviously didn't shoot the three great, but 4 for 15 is better than 0 for 9. So at least we got to start somewhere. But not dig ourselves a hole the first half. We had the pace at the tempo we wanted. I thought the possessions were at the number we needed to have it at. But you got to be able to, put the ball in the basket, and that helps, set your defense, all those type of things, ignite your defense, motivate your, whatever you want to use on that end. But our counter to what Coburn could do in the paint and what Io can do is the ability to stretch the floor. But you've got to, like I said, you got to be able to make some shots and knock those down when you have that many. And I thought they were, specifically the 9 in the first half, pretty decent looks. But you got to make your fair share of them.
Last question to Jim Polzine.
Greg, is it pretty challenging to stay in what you want to do defensively with the Somu coming downhill at you? I mean, he draws so much attention, whether it's the guy guarding him or the help. I'm just curious.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he's a pro. So guys want to know what life is like at that level. They just saw it. So he's big. He's improved. He's stronger. I mean, just standing next to him on the floor, his body has changed so much. And it's 6'5", 6'6" with those type of skill sets, and you got 7'2", 285 on the light end, probably closer to 300 with Kofi in that situation. And I thought the other guys we did a decent job on, but those two guys are at another level. And obviously they play well off each other. But yeah, Io is one of the best guards in the country. And he obviously saw all the things he can do and how he helps his team so much.
That's it for Coach Gard. Thank you, Coach. Safe travels home. We'll have a couple of student athletes soon.